Hey guys, what is going on? It's your man Boris with Texas Basketball Scouts. In this episode of the TB Scout Show, I'm going to call this the weekend recap because today is Sunday, December 10th, and there was a lot of great basketball that just took place in San Antonio and in New Braunfels starting from like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and through the weekend. There's so much good basketball going on. Like I said, in San Antonio and in New Braunfels. So I just wanted to just do a weekend recap. Give a shout out to some of the players that performed well, some of the teams, and just shine a little bit of light on the basketball community. What's all going on? First off, I gotta say, there's no better feeling than when there's good basketball going on that you can just go and watch. It feels like we were waiting for this season to start, and this was a great weekend. First off, let me go ahead and talk about the tournament that took place over at Canyon High School. That was the River City Classic, and I'm pretty sure I've been to the River City Classic before, but I don't remember it ever being as good as it was this past weekend and this year. So the River City Classic, which is a tournament, it's held over at Canyon High School. I recommend going to that event every single year. College coaches go to the River City Classic that's hosted over at Canyon High School. There were so many good teams playing, and some high level prospects too. Just to give a shout out to some of the teams that played in the River City Classic, there was Huddle High School, O'Connor High School from San Antonio, Southwest High School, Stony Point High School, which Stony Point they're a very strong team, highly ranked. They have a player that's probably going to go pro. So it was fun watching them play, even though they just pretty much, destroyed all the teams that they played, but it made those other teams better. Canyon High School was there, New Braunfels High School, Madison from SA, Rouse High School. Always like seeing the guys from Rouse play. Brentwood Christian, just to name a few of the teams that were at the River City Classic. Just to kind of recap that event, I was primarily there covering Huddle High School, and there a player there named Zach Hicks. I'm pretty sure you guys saw a lot of his highlights and stuff. He's a player that's trying to up his recruitment, and this tournament was a great opportunity for him to showcase his skills, which he did. He played against Rouse and did well, going up against tough competition. Like over at Rouse, they have my guy Amari Haywood. They also have JoJo Moore, Julian Creasy. Rouse is just a very good team. So it was good to see Zach and Huddle play against Rouse. And then they also played against, Huddle also played against Stony Point High School and went up against Josiah Mosley, which Josiah Mosley's a future pro. He looked like LeBron James out there on the court this weekend, just bigger than everybody, dunking and blocking stuff. But it was good to see my guy Zach Hicks from Huddle match up against players like Josiah. And on Stony Point, they actually had like a few players that were pretty good. I can't remember their names off the top of my head. Number 3 for Stony Point is a very good player. And then also they had another player that's like 6'9" over there. But Zach did well. Huddle, they got kind of beat bad by Stony Point, but I think Zach showcased his skills well. So good job, Zach, and all the players from that. So I just want to just kind of recap. The River City Classic, what a great event, what a great tournament. Let me say 2 things. Number 1, admission was like $10 a day to get in to the whole tournament and watch everything. So very affordable price, very fair price for the event, and quality event. They were running 3-man ref games. Each game had like 3 refs on the court. It was at the high school, good facilities, good concession stand going, just everything great. So it didn't make the drive out to New Braunfels bad at all when you got a quality event, quality teams, and then great basketball. So the River City Classic, just want to give you a little, hand clap there for such a great event. I think that was Canyon. I think is a part of Kamal ISD. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, Kamal or Kamal ISD. But that's a great district. They support their players. They support their schools and their events. So thank you for the event. All right. Moving on to the second big day of games was on Friday, December the 8th, over at Northside Gym. I got the chance to go over to my favorite gym in the city, which is Northside Gym, and see some good teams play. First, I saw Brennan versus Clark. That was a great game. Anybody who lives in San Antonio, you know about Brennan High School. Brennan High School is like the most talked about, hyped up school in the city right now. And it was good to actually see them play. They have some players on Brennan that are gaining national recognition. One to mention, of course, is Kingston Flemings. He's a junior, class of 2025, over at Brennan High School. Good to see him perform. Good to see, his running man and shooting guard, Camden Cowgill. Good to see Camden play and shoot the ball, and see him make the 3-pointers. And also, one thing about Camden is looks like he's stretching out. He has definitely grown, so I think he's around 6'4" or something like that right now. Also got a chance to see Talon Todd from Brennan, and then got to see my favorite player from Brennan High School is Isaiah Ward. He's just a sophomore, class of 2026, about 6'6". Got to see him play in action too with Brennan, so that was cool to see them. And then on the Clark side, which the main kind of reason why I went to the Brennan versus Clark game was to highlight and scout a couple of players on the Clark side. Number one is he's number 2, his jersey number, but Aiden Bolden, class of 2024, over at Clark High School. I went to go check him out. And then Jaden Flemings, who is number 5, class of 2026. He's just a sophomore over at Clark, but I went to go check him out as well, and he did great playing against top-ranked Brennan. And Jaden's just a sophomore. A couple of other players that I want to give a shout out to on Clark. Number 22, Christian Bergen. He's just a junior, but he's very athletic, very good player. So hopefully we'll see some more from him and get his recruitment boosted a little bit and going. And then also number 4, Connor Dilla, class of 2026. I don't know too much about that player, but I have seen him shoot the ball and make several threes. So the reason why he stood out to me was just from his 3-point shooting ability. So Connor Dilla, number 4. The Brennan versus Clark game was a good one. Take a guess. Who do you think won? Tough, close, very close game. I'll go ahead and say Brennan won that game. Final score 67-54. Very good game, exciting. Clark gave Brennan, a good fight. But we know Brennan is just a stacked team. Brennan they can always have 5 strong players on the court at one time, and then they have another 5, good players sitting on the bench ready. So Brennan is just so deep with their talent and skill that they're going to be tough to beat. But Clark put up a good fight against them. Final score 67-54. The other game that I saw on Friday after the Brennan versus Clark game was Bernie Champion versus Holmes. I primarily went out there to scout one of the players on Holmes, Amari Guerra. Very good player. You guys know he's like the leading scorer for Holmes. I think Amari had 26 points versus Bernie Champion on Friday. And, for those of you who don't know Amari, you should check him out. He's the starting point guard at Holmes High School. He's very crafty. He can get a bucket. And, he's one of those players that he will give you 20-plus points a game. And no matter, how big his opponents are, he will find a way to get around them, score, and get the and one. So props to Amari for always performing, never backing down whenever he, plays. It's always fun to watch him play. You guys can check out the, Instagram page and the Twitter page, or I should say X, the X page, and see the highlights of Amari versus Bernie Champion from Friday. And you can actually go back and look on the X page and the Instagram feed and the Facebook feed, and you can see all the highlights from all these games that I talked about, even from the River City Classic that I covered. So I was busy. I was driving back and forth from San Antonio to New Braunfels to catch these games. One would be in the 12 o'clock and have to go back at 7, but it was worth it. It's always worth it for good basketball. I'll make the trip. Don't worry. But if you just go back and check out my timelines on Instagram, Facebook, and X, you can see, and YouTube. By the way, subscribe to the Texas Basketball Scouts YouTube channel. You can see all these highlights for the players that I talked about that I went to scout. And then I did something a little bit special. Nothing in life is free, right? Whenever you want media services and media companies to come out, that stuff is usually not free. But one thing that I did, to kind of give back to the community is I sponsored some team highlight videos. So I produced Brennan High School team highlight video from their game versus Clark. And I sponsored that on behalf of my real estate business with eXp Realty. I sponsored those team highlights for Brennan High School, and then I also did a team highlight video for Bernie Champion High School that I personally sponsored on behalf of my real estate business, just to kind of show those players some love. With that being said, if there's any parents or any businesses out there that want to sponsor players or sponsor highlight videos or sponsor team highlight videos, please contact me so that we can talk about that, so that more teams and more players can get exposure. And if someone wants to sponsor those videos, I'll be happy to do that. We can put your company logo, information, whatever you want, and it's a win-win. Your business will get exposure, and you're going to help these players get exposure so that they can hopefully earn some scholarships and get their college paid for. But yeah, reach out to me for any sponsorship opportunities. I think that's pretty much going to wrap up what I wanted to cover for the weekend recap from these events that took place and all the good basketball. I took a quick look at the schedule for some of the upcoming games for this week. Today is the 10th, so I was looking at, it looks like on December the 12th, Southwest High School will play against Seguin, which is cool because I know some players over at Southwest. Josiah is very good. Trey's over there, at Southwest. So they got a good program. But they're going to be playing against Seguin, which is where another one of, players that I like, John Jackson, dual sport athlete, it plays for Seguin. So that should be a good game on December the 12th. And then on December the 15th, Brennan will play Taft, and then also on December the 15th, Clark will play against Marshall. So that should be a good one. Since we're mentioning Marshall High School, I also just want to kind of give a little shout out to Art Goodman. I think he's probably the best player over at Marshall High School this year. Great attitude, and kind of on a funny side note, Ark, if you're watching this, me and Ark ran into each other 2 different times today, just at random places, not at a gym or nothing. So what's up, Ark? Good to see you, as always. So, all right, well, that's going to go ahead and wrap up this episode of the Texas Basketball Scouts weekend recap. Again, I want to give a round of applause to everybody that made all of the events and games possible this past week. Big shout out to Kamal ISD, Northside ISD. Shout out to all the people that organized the River City Classic. And then shout out to all of the teams, high school teams that are playing, that are in season right now. And also, I want to give a big shout out and a word of encouragement to any high school basketball players that are actually trying to play basketball at the next level. What that means is if you're trying to play basketball in college, I want to give you a word of encouragement to keep working hard and put a plan together, and if you need help with that, give me a call, players or parents, because some players we know just play basketball because it's fun, and some players are playing basketball because they want to play in college and eventually see if they can make a career out of basketball. And there's a lot of people that are around that can help you, but sometimes all you have to do is just ask for the help. So I'm here, I'm available, I'm gonna keep shining the light, but I'm not a mind reader, so if you need my help, give me a call. And as always, I want to say thank you to everybody that supports Texas Basketball Scouts. Thank you for always watching the channel. Thank you for subscribing and following all the pages. And until next time, y'all take it easy. And let's just keep looking forward to some good basketball. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.